Brandon Marshall, Kevin Wildes. All right, what is going on, Nick? What's wrong?
I'm sorry, guys. You're going to have to help me out today. I'm dealing with a wicked hangover. A Super Bowl hangover, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Did that look like a hungover team last night to you guys? How'd that look for you?
Did he wait months? Did he wait months for the joke Wildes or what? The day they won the Super Bowl.
It's week one.
He
had
had
a jersey,
that
it's week Carrot Top on the show now.
All right, well then, let's oblige and start there at Arrowhead. Us and the 17,000 fans who were allowed in, although it sounded like 70,000. The defending champs picking up right where they left off when we saw them in Miami for the Super Bowl when the hangover discussion first began. Patrick Mahomes throwing for 211 yards last night, 3 scores. The new guy, rookie running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, had himself a debut, 138 yards and a touchdown. Texans scored out of the gate, and then the Chiefs scored 31 unanswered points after that. Kansas City taking the win 34-20. Nick, let's start with you. How impressive were your Kansas City Chiefs last night?
Listen, everything aside from a few thousand bozos embarrassing my hometown by booing a moment of unity was awesome for the Chiefs, their fans, and their team last night. You saw, in case you didn't quite remember, that this offense is not going to be guardable. Their first 5 possessions, 3 touchdowns, a field goal. The field goal came on a possession where they got the ball with 25 seconds left. And the one time they didn't score in the first 5 possessions, it was because a touchdown got overturned because Demarcus Robinson dropped it in the end zone. The questions that this Chiefs offense, Brandon, is going to pose to other defenses are unanswerable. What you saw last night to me was the Texans were like, we are not going to let Tyreek Hill beat us. So Patrick Mahomes said, okay, you're going to play 2 high safety throughout. We've got this shiny new toy named Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let's check into runs repeatedly. Oh, okay, you're finally going to respect the run. Sammy Watkins will hit you in the head. Travis Kelce will hit you in the head, and Tyreek Hill will add a touchdown to boot. So while I understand it wasn't 51 straight points the way it was in the divisional round game, it was 31 straight points after the Chiefs fell down 7-0. So I think the Super Bowl defense started off about as well as one could possibly have hoped.
It was week 1, Nick. It's week 1. Yeah. Tame expectations. You hear Coach talk about it all the time. Mangini, he comes on the show and he tells you all the time, what you did last year doesn't matter. Now, I will say this. Mahomes looked good, but I was not impressed. What I expected happened. This looked like a preseason game, and I hate to say this because everyone's excited about football being back. I'm excited about football being back. But when's the last time, and I think it's in his couple years of being in NFL, Mahomes, when's the last time he threw for 200 and something yards? Well, it was week 17 of last year when he was getting ready to go on his run. But really, it's only happened a handful of times. You saw mishaps and misfires between him and Sammy Watkins. A guy runs a hitch route. It should be a pitch and catch, and he throws the ball to the sideline. Now, it's not about him throwing a bad pass or Sammy Watkins running a bad route. What it's about is that they weren't on the same page. When's the last time we saw a really good wide receiver have the ball doinked off of his face mask? You're seeing pass protection issues. They got to clean that up. This is week 1. If I am the Steelers, if I'm the Colts and I'm the Ravens, I see hope, and I'm licking my chops because, yeah, they're good, but they didn't show greatness last night.
Okay, but we can pluck a few great things out of last night. One of them, like Nick mentioned, a shiny new toy for Patrick Mahomes, right, Wildes? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What did he have? 25 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown for the rookie. What'd you make of his debut?
Yeah. What'd you make of it, Wildes?
I want to be happy for Nick. He went full Carrot Top to start the show, so I'd like to relax some of my comments, but Nick, it feels like you got the Rookie of the Year with the last pick of the first round. 25 carries was 6th most of all time, so you know he's going to for a debut for a rookie all time. You know he's going to use him. The last 100-yard game with the TD was Saquon. So it's like, oh, Saquon? Like, did you just get Saquon? And then other people were like, no, it's not just Saquon. The comparisons kept coming. Remember, Andy Reid was like, oh, he's like Brian Westbrook. And then Anthony Weaver's like, no, he reminds me of Darren Sproles. And then at halftime, Dungy was like, you know what he reminds me of? Warwick Dunn. And then on Twitter, this is my favorite one, Maurice Jones-Drew was like, nope, he's me. Maurice Jones-Drew. I'm coming in over the top. He's me. I'm taking it. I'm the guy. I loved it. So I was like, he's already being compared to legendary great players, Nick. Here's the one thing I don't know if I should be, I don't know if this is a cause for concern or a cause to be even more scared of the Chiefs offense. He legit could have had 4 touchdowns that game. He had multiple runs within the 5-yard lines. Sometimes he was going backwards. Sometimes he was getting stuffed. So I can't tell if Andy Reid is going to be like, all right, you're just not our goal line guy, or that's just a scheme thing where they get freed up and he'll be scoring multiple touchdowns a game. So congratulations. I don't think you guys are winning the Super Bowl, but I bet you got the Rookie of the Year.
Well, Brandon, so a couple things, because I do want to talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
A lot of
One
things.
is great
There's
job
a lot
by
of things of what Wild said.
Okay, so but real quick, great job by our production staff by compiling that Mahomes incompletion reel in a game where he was 75% completions. Those were hard to find. So really good job. It took a lot of work to find 5 incomplete passes.
What was he, 20 for 34? 20 for 34? That's not a Mahomes day. You just talk about LeBron.
I think he was 24.
What's the standard for Mahomes?
Well, listen, he was 24 and 32. He had a 100 passer rating. He had 3 touchdowns, no picks, and they took their foot off the gas midway through the third quarter. But you're right, Brandon, I agree. It was like a B- Mahomes game, which is why it's so scary for the league. When it comes to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and this is what I want to bounce off you, Brandon, it did just, listen, I think he's going to be very good. But it also reminded me how much, and as a player, this has to at times feel almost paralyzing, how much of your success is situational. Like Clyde Edwards-Helaire went with the 32nd pick of the draft. The next running back taken was taken at 35 by the Detroit Lions.
Everything.
Who was that? Was it Swift, DeAndre Swift, I think? And so I just feel like if you're Edwards-Helaire, and I know it's one game, but it does feel like your trajectory of your entire rookie season, if not the beginning of your time in this league, was totally determined not by how good you are, but by which team took you. Because he's in the perfect situation. He's going to face the lightest boxes, Brandon. He's going to be in the best spot of any running back out there.
I've been waiting 15 years for someone to stand up on TV and say that. You are absolutely right. Think about this. In 2006, I was drafted to the Denver Broncos. Who was there?